Okay. Hi, guys. Welcome to our team call. I'm super excited that we have such an amazing guest speaker tonight. I actually had the opportunity to on her team call the other day, and I had so much fun. And I know that she is going to bring the fire because every time I hear this lady speak, I'm like, oh my God, I want to go do all the things and crush my goals. So I asked her to come talk to you because I feel like we need that. We need some fire up in here. And we can do awesome things. We just need that kick in the butt to do it. And I know that Kristina will bring it and will do that for us. So I'm going to start with some awesome stats because I know I just want to recognize you for all the hard work that you've done. Doesn't go unnoticed. So Kristina is a wife and a mom, first and foremost. She also is a retired lawyer. She used to be a lawyer, and now she coaches Beachbody full-time. She has for several years. Sorry, my computer is making noise. She also is a superstar diamond coach, which means that she's a 15-star diamond. That's the highest level of star diamond that you can achieve in this business. She's also been elite 5 times or six times now, right? Yeah. So you didn't update this. She's a 6-time elite coach. She's a member of the Millionaires Club. She's been on the coach advisory board, and she is the founder of Diesel Nation, which is like the most fun team to be around. Like every time I go to Super Saturday in Miami, it's like, woo, so exciting. So I'm really excited to have her here and talk to you guys. So I'm going to pass it over to Kristina. She can share all the awesome stuff that she has and tell you a little bit more about her story and fill in all the gaps that I may have missed. So
yeah,
go
awesome.
ahead.
Well, thank you guys for having me on. It's an absolute honor to be here. I hope every time I do a team call, my hope is that at the end you get something, whether it's a sentence or an idea or a mindset shift or something that you can take away from the call and implement right away, that's going to change the trajectory of your business. Because I will tell you that in my almost 8 years of coaching, it was not one training, not one particular event. It was little bits and pieces of things that I took from different things that people said, people did. And so hopefully I will share something with you today that you can learn from and that you could use in your business to grow. So I'm going to share a little bit about my story, not the whole thing, because I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces on here. So I don't want to, share my story, and you've heard it probably a million times. But I have been a coach for quite a while, and I still love this business just as much as the day I signed up, the day I received my first paycheck. I simply love Beachbody. I truly bleed Beachbody blue. Hopefully you guys participated in the I Am Team Beachbody day and week and months that ended up going crazy. Well, that was an idea that stemmed from our team, and that's probably when you ask me for my accolades, Carolyn, I would say that probably is one high on the list of accomplishments that I feel is important, because it really brought the network back together. And it was really amazing to revisit and see all the incredible stories that we have done, over the course of the last 10 years. Some of you obviously have been coaches for a short period of time, but so much immense change has happened because people say yes to this opportunity, and we needed to celebrate that again, because at the end of the day, this is why we are coaches, right? So my story starts 8 years ago. I was pregnant with my second baby, DJ, and I watched my sister get in incredible shape with P90X and then Insanity, and I needed a solution. I was an attorney at the time, kind of just trying to make it. Very stressful career at a big law firm here in Miami, and I was smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. I was not eating until lunchtime, just kind of surviving on coffee, and then overeating at lunchtime. I mean, it was just bad habit over bad habit over bad habit. And Becky became a coach, and I literally became her Shakeology guinea pig. She hadn't even tried Shakeology yet, and she knew even before she made her first purchase of Shakeology that she needed to buy into it, right? That it was going to be a critical component to her business, she went right after it, right from the get-go. I took a little bit more time, but she knew that I needed a solution, and so I literally became her first Shakeology customer. And make a very long story short with Shakeology, but that shake literally has changed everything about my life. I was a immature eater. I would not eat any vegetables. The only fruit I would eat was a banana, to literally eating everything. I did ultimate reset, like crazy things. And because of the decision to drink Shakeology, my whole life looks completely different. So, I do believe Shakeology is really the bread and butter of this business, and wholeheartedly I'm so confident in sharing that. But anyway, I went to an event with my sister after becoming what we call a discount coach, and it was a Super Saturday. In fact, it was the first ever Super Saturday. I didn't know this until like a few months later, but in that Super Saturday, I got to feel Beachbody. One thing I will, later on in my presentation, I'll talk a little bit more, but events is where you get to really feel the company and feel the transformation and feel the change, and something happens there. You either hear something or talk to someone, or like it could be the workout. Just anything will happen to you that it will trigger something inside of you that will make you get it. So if you're a new coach and you're brand new to the business and you're like, well, I'm kind of hesitant about going to Super Saturday in April, or hesitant about even going to Summit, I say get over it and get there, because it could literally change everything about your business. It could change everything about your life. So events changed my life, and that's why my sister and I down here in South Florida have really made a big deal about events throughout the entire 8 years that we've been coaches. And so just get there. Anyway, that I tend to like squirrel a lot, but that's like such an important point that I love to hammer in, is get to as many events as you can, get to Summit, set goals and get to leadership or the NLC, because that's where you get the energy to really blow up your business. It really is. That's where you get injected with belief and the determination to really push your business forward. So get there. But I had a turning point during my first few years of coaching. I really didn't get it. Even though I was hitting Success Club and doing the things to grow, right? Sponsoring coaches, hitting Success Club, it really didn't dawn on me the power of this opportunity until a few months after my son DJ, who a few of you just met that walked in, was diagnosed with autism. And I know this is crazy, but there was a moment in time during an event, another event, that, see what I mean? That I went to, where for the first time I realized that it was through this opportunity that my true calling came out. And it wasn't being a coach, and it wasn't being an attorney. It was actually being a mom. And I know that sounds crazy, but I had identified myself for so long as an attorney, right? I went to school to be an attorney. I busted my ass to get that job with the federal judge. Then I busted my ass and was one of only like 3 people in my law school class to land in one of the big firms. And that was me, and that was my identity. And through the lens of Beachbody and the vision that it allowed me to have, when DJ was diagnosed, it made me for the first time feel comfortable and a lot of personal development, by the way, made me feel comfortable in saying, I need to be a mom first and not a lawyer first. And maybe some of you, maybe this is a younger team demographic-wise than me. Some of you might have children, some not, but just bear with me. Like, it was just this crazy realization that my life was not meant to be sitting behind a desk and doing what I was doing, but rather I could come home and be way more impactful there than in any courtroom. Make sense? And it was through Beachbody that gave me that vision to be able to do that. And from that point forward, you guys, it was just like game on. And it's one of the things that I'm going to talk to you tonight in my presentation, but it was the day that my real why became absolutely crystal clear. And that's when my business was born, like my real business, when not only did I work to my potential every day, but I also helped other people believe in themselves and then work to their potential. That's when Diesel Nation and my sister, we were like, let's do this, you know, and we grew and grew and grew and grew. And so I retired from the practice of law a year after that event. Almost to the day, I retired from the practice of law. It was such a crazy, crazy moment. And from there, I've been a full-time coach. I've gone through all the ups and downs that anyone could experience in the business, but hashtag I am Team Beachbody. I love this business because it's really the only opportunity in my eyes that marries everything that everybody really wants in life, right? Health and fitness, amazing relationships. Like I see you guys, I see your pictures about your, on the beaches and all that. It gives you confidence. It gives you significance. It gives you purpose. It gives you recognition. And I truly don't see, and of course the financial aspect of it too. I don't ever want to belittle that, but it gives you so much in addition to that, that I just don't feel like there's anything that comes close to it. And I've had regular businesses. I've been a lawyer. I've done all these things. And this is just, to me, like one that it commands and demands respect, right? And your full attention and your full potential and your full determination and dedication to just make it happen, because it can literally change your life. So what am I talking about tonight? About a year ago, or a little bit more than a year ago, I was asked to present at our Miami Super Saturday. And one of the things that I couldn't, I get like obsessive about certain topics. And it was this topic of, or this theme of going all in, because I always talk about that, right? When I talk to my team of, I have a coach that wants to hit a certain goal, I would say, well, go all in. And I would use that term very loosely. I do that a lot. I make up phrases and then everybody's like, but what does that mean? And so what I did was I created a presentation, given my experience in Beachbody and coaching, what that means in my eyes, like what going all in means. Do you think that will be helpful to you guys? Because so many people like dip their toes in the water. And I know you've heard that analogy, or you draw the line in the sand and you don't really jump over the line. You kind of hold back. And a lot of people do that. And it's okay, because you can actually grow an okay business that way, right? And that means you can hit Success Club that way. You can sponsor a few coaches that way. But the big stuff, the big goals, the big dreams, the stuff that blows your mind, like what does that mean? And I'm here to tell you that at the end of this, you're probably going to be like, that's it? Yeah. Like I said last night, Carolyn gave us an amazing presentation to our team. I said, this business is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. And I think you're going to realize that a lot of times you may just be overcomplicating it in your head to the point where you don't take that massive action, that the doing the things, like Carolyn said right before we got on, about doing the things, that you hold yourself back from doing that because in your head you convince yourself there must be a trick to this that I don't know. And I am here to tell you, you already know, because everything in this business that it takes to be successful is already inside of you. Every single person that is on this call has all the non-tangible things inside of you. You have a powerful why, I hope, and we're going to talk about that. You have belief, I hope, and we're going to talk about that. Everything else, you guys, is all skills that you can learn. Like, how cool is that, right? You don't have to be some social media ninja to be a successful Beachbody coach. People might make you want to believe that, but that's absolutely not true. It is just skills and tips and tricks and learning and observing and implementing that we do in order to be successful, maybe you just haven't taken those action steps to do that, right? You don't need to be super smart to be a successful Beachbody coach. I'm not going to give examples of people that aren't too smart that are successful Beachbody coaches, but you guys know, like, you don't need to have a rocket science degree to be a Beachbody coach, a successful Beachbody coach. You don't have to have any kind of certification or anything. I'm not going to make the list for you. You already know these things. So let me do a screen share. And let's start talking. And you guys, please, I love a lively chat. Ask questions. I don't even know. Here we go. Let's press play. There we go. So what does it mean to go all in your business? So I can guarantee you that when you became a coach, you probably had no idea what you were getting into. Maybe like 98% of you had no freaking idea that you were going to get thrown into a team page, that you were all of a sudden going to be on a chat thread, and someone was going to say, well, you need to push for this and push for that. And you're like, this is what I look like, right? Those of you that have kids understand this image. Those of you that don't have kids, maybe this is what you look like. And this is when you become a Beachbody coach. When in your most chaotic time, you get this crazy idea that you want to get in shape, right? That you want to lose some weight. You want to lose some weight, and then all of a sudden your coach, I don't know if it's Carolyn or Sarah or Courtney or Chrissy or anyone on this call, convinces you that in addition to wanting to lose weight and get in shape and drink that shake and do all these things, that you should open a business too. Because life really isn't that chaotic, right? So why not just throw one more thing on top of it? But guess what? We're different. And once you become a coach and you enter this world, you just become different. You become a leader. And I know that's crazy, and a lot of people don't understand that concept. But those of us that focus on our health and fitness, that take a stand against obesity, that share our positivity and light on social media, that share our messages and our stories to inspire others, that when people are negative and pouncing on each other, we know how to rise above. That's leadership. And I truly believe that that's Team Beachbody, and that's what you've become. So there's so many amazing things that come from saying yes to coaching. You might not see it right away, but you do eventually see it. And once you start building your business, you guys, this is the question that you have to ask yourself. The one that separates the all-in crowd from the I'm just going to dip my toe in the water crowd. And let me be very clear. When you go all in, the mindset creates the success. When you are in the interested crowd, the one that's not so sure, you're going to live in a state of anxiety and anxiousness and scarcity. Does that make sense? Like when you're like nothing's going to stop me. I am 100% committed to hitting my goals, to hitting success, to rank advancing, to hitting those income goals, to growing my week leg volume. Like somebody quits and you're like, all right, who's next? Oh my God, I'm at Success Club 4. You just make it happen. It doesn't matter. You do it. You pull through. If you have that one coach that you need to sponsor to hit diamond, you freaking find that person. Like you start messaging people like a boss, right? Like that's committed. It's just pure work ethic, pure vision, pure commitment. But those that are just interested in this will find that stressful. Will find that hard. Will find that they don't understand what's the big deal, right? But it is a big deal. When you're committed to growing this business, it is a big deal to have that kind of persistency and work ethic in accomplishing your goals. And that is what builds a business. That mindset of all in, I'm committed no matter what. And of course, you guys know this quote, there's a difference between interest and commitment. When you're interested in something, you do it only when it's convenient. When you're committed, you accept no excuses, only results. And I am going to add what I just said. committed. You see, you don't see challenges. You see, how can I solve problems? How can I be a solution maker? When you are interested, you see the challenge, and it becomes confusing, and you don't really know how to get past it. So I'm here to tell you right now, this crew right here, go all in. It makes the biggest difference when your mindset is in that state. So this is what I love to tell everybody. Think about your life. Think about why you're a coach. Think about what, even if you're not there yet, even if it's hard for you to see it right now, nod your head, give me a thumbs up, use the chat, and tell me that Beachbody doesn't all but solve your problems. If you're overweight, we got you. If you have poor health, we got you. If you need more money in your bank account, we can get you there too. If you need friends and you need community and you need support, we've got the solution. If whatever it is, if you want recognition in your life because your day job doesn't give it to you and it's life sucking and nobody tells you good job, and because that's what I was, that's where I was. I was a freaking baller, you guys. In the courtroom, in the law firm, I was a baller. And I would do great things. I would save our clients tons of money. I would win arguments and summary judgments. Not one time would someone say, well, I wouldn't say not one time, but rarely would someone say, good job, or send an email, or just do something to make me feel good. And then I step into this world of Beachbody, and I sell a bag of Shakeology, and my whole team is jumping up and down and saying how great this is. You know, like it fills so many voids in our life. So if it's the answer to a lot of your problems, then we need to stop treating it like an option. And I see this happen over and over again, not only on our team, but with other coaches, that when times get rough, the next one of the pictures is the presentation that my sister and I did at Summit, but where we said lean in. Like, we said that on purpose because this business will always present challenges. Not only the business, but your life will present challenges to you to grow. And that's when you have to lean in the most, not run away, right? Because what you're doing is running away from the answer. Instead of leaning into it, don't treat it like an option. Attack during that time, because it is in those moments that you build the stories that are going to be relatable to other people. It is in those moments that of like, oh my God, there was every reason for me to quit and not push forward. There was every reason for me to stop working out, to stop 80-day obsession, but I didn't. Those are the stories that people are going to relate to. That's your testimony, right? You've heard Lindsay Matway say, turn your mess into a message. Like, that's in those moments that happens. So you don't want to run away from that. You want to lean into it. And I always tell my coaches and use this line, and they get it. Like, when I tell them, it's like, because all of a sudden they're thrown into this crazy ass environment, this team that's fast moving. You have my veteran coaches hitting SC 20 and 30, and they're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And they're like, what's going on? I say, you've just started a new way of life. It's not a job. It's not a chore. It's nothing other than it's a new way of life for you, right? And then that's when they get it. They're like, okay, I just have to get accustomed to this new way of living, right? That I have to fit in my workout and my PD and my work as a coach. So before I get into the 3 things that you're going to do to get all in, let's talk about the prerequisites before we even get there. These things you've heard before. It is not rocket science, but I believe sometimes it's in the repetition and hearing it from somebody else that's walked the path you want to walk, that it sinks in. The first one is you've got to know why. You know, this book sits in my face every day. Every day. My why, after doing the exercise here, I wish I could turn my computer, but it's right here, and I could read it every day. Like, Chris, this is why you do it, right? So you can elevate the standards of everybody, the lives of those around you, so that they can achieve ultimate and meaningful fulfillment that molds future generations. That's my why. After doing the exercise in this book, I can articulate it. I understand it. It motivates me. It's why I talk to people. It's why I invite people, because of that. Number two, you believe. And believe is Carolyn, you talked about this last night. And of course, I latched onto it because I think it's so important. Belief comes in different ways in this business. The first, it comes almost in stages, right? First, you believe in the products, because that's what you're first introduced to, right? A fitness program, Shakeology, maybe some of the performance supplements. You start to build belief behind the products. The second one is you start to believe and latch onto the community of Team Beachbody. And then lastly, you start to gain this belief in the company and in the mission. And so those are the stages of belief. But at the end, the core, the everything to this is that you truly, in your heart of hearts, believe that this is the number one solution for you, for your loved ones, for everyone around you, and you are able to share that with everybody, right? But making a sale is just a transference of belief, right? I don't sell Shakeology by listing out all the 70-something ingredients in it, or saying, oh, the challenge pack is only $160. No, when I share on social media, I'm transferring my belief in what we do to other people using imagery and words. I transfer my emotion. I do this because it has changed my life in these ways, and I relate to people. All that comes from your belief system in what you do as a coach. Now, sometimes all it takes is recommitment to get that belief. 80 day, I think 80 day obsession really was everybody's kind of meal ticket for the belief. And the reason why we keep saying trust the process ad nauseum with this program is because if you have the belief system that I have because of 80 day obsession, you're gonna blow ish up, right? Because it's amazing what has happened to me, my testimony with this program. So trust and believe in the workout program that you're doing, et cetera, et cetera. Number three, you make a decision. And this is like critical. Well, all these things are critical, but everything I believe in this business is simply a series of decisions, right? In my business is the first decision was, okay, I'm just going to hit Success Hub every single month because that lady said that if I do that, then I could go on a trip, right? So I made a decision that was going to be part of my business. Then I made a decision that every month I would sponsor coaches into my business because that other lady said that if I build my business and I get to Diamond and I move past Diamond, then I could do X, Y, Z. I'm like, okay. So I made a series of decisions to accomplish everything that I've done in this business. None of it, let me be 100% transparent, none of it happened by accident. Hitting Superstar didn't happen by accident. Hitting 5-star didn't happen by accident. Hitting Elite for 6 years in a row did not happen by accident. It was a series of decisions. So right now, if you're sitting as a coach, brand new coach, or you're sitting as an Emerald, or you're sitting as a Diamond that might have lost rank, it's a decision to be there. You've actually made a decision to be there, right? If you're a coach, make the decision to get to Emerald and understand why you're doing that. It's not just because I'm telling you to, it's because there's obviously certain benefits that come along with that. Then make the decision to go Diamond. Every single Diamond that has ever in the history of the world of Team Beachbody has happened because they made a decision to achieve it. They set a deadline and they executed on it. Like, simple as that. I've never had a Diamond pop that just like woke up and one day was like, oh, look at that. Look how cool that looks. No. It happens because a decision was made. Number 4, you think big. And this is where I think a lot of people, they hold back. I'll say this again and again and again until I'm blue in the face. Every single person believes that this business works because you've seen person after person do what you want to do, right? Hit that income, hit that rank, hit that goal. You know that people can do it, but you don't think you can do it. And right there, that is a critical mistake that you're making. You need to allow yourself to dream. You need to allow yourself to think really big. My success partner actually taught me this because I was being really short-sighted for a couple years ago. And I was just like, oh, I need to get back to superstar, or I need to, have my 4 or 5 coaches hit Success Club every single month. And she's like, do you realize how small thinking you were thinking? And during that time when I was doing that, I wasn't really pushing the envelope in my business because I wasn't looking at the big picture. I wasn't thinking of all the amazing things that, our family could accomplish or what our future looked like. So allow yourself to go there. It's okay. And I know a lot of people shun that notion and say, well, that's for that person, that's not for me. But you, as a business owner in this kind of business where personal development and mindset are so critical, you need to allow yourself to think big, dream big, because that's what's going to cause you to act big. Number 5, you're willing to get uncomfortable. This speaks for itself. If you're always playing it safe, if you're not willing to invite those people that you so want on your team because you know they can be amazing, and you just sit back and in your comfort zone, well, that's not going all in, right? Let's bring it back to the theme of this call. That's being interested in the business. That's not being committed to your business. So you have to be willing to go there. Speak on team calls. Pick a topic that you feel you have a strength in and ask Carolyn, can I speak on our team call? Or can I go live in our team page and hone your speaking skills, even though it scares the crap out of you? Those are the things that once you start ripping the Band-Aid off on all these things are just going to unleash your potential. Number 6 and 7 work hand in hand, that you're relentlessly consistent and you're patiently persistent, right? Everybody, you know that. Consistency wins. Persistency is that thing though, and being patient too, is that thing that is the difference maker. I always say that someone that's consistent can hit SC4. Someone that's persistent will never end the month at SC4. They're going to cross the line at Success Club. They're going to push themselves to that rank advancement. They're just going to get the job done. But the patience piece is something that everyone needs to really grasp. This business is one that when you go all in, you're going to be confused. You're like, but she said to do all these things, and I'm doing all these things, and my paychecks yet are still not where I want them to be. You have to understand that there's always a delayed response in this business. The work that you put in today, you'll see the payoff a year from now, 6 months from now. There's always a delayed response. Just like when you don't work your business, you might not see the dip in your income right away, but 6 months from now, you're going to see the dip in the income, right? So you have to understand that patience wins. If all of these things align, but you remain patient, one day you're going to wake up, and I'll never forget that day for me, that you wake up and you look in your back office and you're like, wait, but what? And that's the most magical day in the business. And then you learn the business, you learn how to advance your income, and you just do it. Like, you just do it. I don't even know how to explain it. Like my leaders, like the leaders in my team, like I don't have to worry about them. You know what I mean? Because they've had those moments. You got to get to that moment, but be patient in the process. Number 8, you rule your mindset. As a leader in your own business, this is critical. This is where every day you have to flood your mind with personal development. Those that go all in don't crumble. They might have bad days. Absolutely. I had a bad day yesterday. I went live about it today on my Facebook page. I mean, what happened in Florida this week, I don't know if you guys are in Florida, but I know you've heard about the school shooting, and like I've been a wreck. I've been like watching CNN like 72 hours straight. Like I become like addicted. And of course that messes with your mojo. It messes with your mindset. But I recognized it because I'm the ruler of my mindset. I recognized the slippery slope that I was on. And I said, enough's enough. Get back to work. Get back into your book. get back into personal development and just snap out of it, get back to work. A lot of people won't. A lot of people that aren't the rulers of their mindset will let an adverse event in their life, anything really, trample on their goals. And you have to be able to stay on top of that. Number 9, you're the CEO. That speaks for itself. Number 10 is really important. Those that go all in, understand that in order to continue advancing into these bigger goals, that you have to grow with them. I always give the most glaring example. I could not have hit Superstar Diamond or any of those big goals that I've hit in the business with the mentality of a diamond coach, right? So in order for me to get there to where I was in the right mindset to lead a team, to do this and accomplish this, I needed to invest in myself. I went to live personal development events. I was in 14-star qualification in Tony Robbins UPW, because I understand that in order for me to get there, that I need to grow grow into what I want to become, right? Does that make sense? Like, you can't be a 5-star elite coach thinking like an emerald coach. There's 2 different mindsets there. The 5-star elite coach is now leading a team. They have to lead and grow skills of leadership in order to accomplish goals like that. So understand, and funny example, how many times do you ask coaches on your team, hey, what book are you reading? And for the 85th time, they're like, I'm reading You're a Badass, right? They never get past that book. They keep reading it over and over again. It's time to sharpen your skills and grow into something bigger. So, okay, it's going long, but here are when I say go all in, there's basically 3 things that you need to go all in on. And it basically is the vital behaviors. I'm not even kidding you guys. It's just getting to work on these that I think is the holdup, right? So you're working on your mind like it's your job. You're working on your body like it's your job. And you're working on people because they are your job, right? And so these are just quotes that I threw up there, but you have to invest in your personal development. It's not just about, reading the same book over and over again, reading some great quotes on Google or Google Images. It's actually learning, reading, and digesting, and then implementing what you learn, your body. And I'm not saying you have to have a 6-pack or some crazy transformation, but being proof is how you build trust. And this business is absolutely built on trust. People buy from you because they trust you. People join your team because they trust you. And that trust is built on you showing up every single day, whether you don't want to, whether it's ugly, whether you're struggling, but you do it anyway. That, to me, I'm building this Instagram training with one of my leaders, and we were having this conversation. I truly believe, and Carolyn can disagree with me on this, but I truly believe that as a Beachbody coach, you should have a post-workout picture every day posted on social media. Like, that's just, like, if I was a customer looking for a Beachbody coach, I want to see that they are in this and I'm going to be inspired by them, right? That's just my personal belief, because I truly believe that trust is built by your consistency in being proof the products work. And then the last thing was basically a conversation that I had with Barbie Kalev, where one day early on in my business, challenged because I felt that I was the only one seeing success on my team. And that was hard. I didn't understand, like, why am I advancing in rank, but they're not really? And she just said one thing. She goes, what are you doing to help them? And I was like, not much, right? And so that's when I realized that in order to grow this business to those big picture things, right? The big incomes and the big goals and all that stuff, that it's not really about you. And absolutely, phase 1 is the most important thing, but it's what are you doing to invest in your people? What are you doing to mentor your people, your customers included? Like, it's not just your coaches. Like, that's where the beauty of this business lies, is in this quote by Zig Ziglar. It's, you can have everything in life you want. You just need to help other people get what they want, right? If you have a coach comes in and her goal is, I just want to pay for my Shakeology, help her do that. Don't push her to do something she doesn't want to do if that's her goal in that moment. You better believe if you help her do that, that when she's ready, she's going to be like, okay, now let's move on to the next goal, right? If you have a coach that comes in guns blazing and says, oh, I want to be a diamond in a month, okay, we're going to do that, right? Understand your people's motivations. Understand what they want and then help them achieve that. But this is where you need to check yourself. Are you working in minimums or maximums? Are you working every day to just hit Success Club? Or are you working every day to help as many people as you possibly can? Huge difference. Are you working to sponsor at least one coach? Or are you looking to sponsor as many coaches as you can possibly invite into the opportunity in a month, right? Big difference. Are you pushing super hard in your workout and really eating clean? Or are you really kind of stopping at 45 seconds in every sequence and checking your phone and, you know, Instagramming and doing all this stuff? And I had a drink on Saturday night and I'm not really drinking water that much. Like, ask yourself these questions. And then we can determine where the hole is, right? So if you want to go all in, you're working at maximum. And that doesn't mean every single day you're talking to 1 million people, but it's working to achieve bigger goals and not just the bare minimum. Like, so many people ask, well, how many conversations do I have to have in order to hit Success Club? My answer is, I don't know, as many as you can. You know what I mean? You have to work in maximums. And when you do that, that's the true meaning of going all in. And I'll just leave you with this quote. This is my favorite. And really, I had a huge aha moment when I read this. It's amazing how people think 4 years is a long time to succeed in a business, but think it's all right to stay broke at a job for 40 years. Like, and so reference the picture. We're on a boat there. That's Monica and I, and we're pointing to where we used to work because she was my secretary at work. And it was a full circle moment for me that all I did was, you guys, was really sacrifice my time, my energy, some TV. I did a post today on Instagram, go read it, about how I built this business, which was in the cracks of my day, right? I literally did. It was in the cracks of my day. All the way to my retirement, it was in between hearings at work and in the car and just hustling, right? Just the hustle is what built this business, not the graphics and the this and that training. And it's just the mindset of going all in and just getting the job done and working at your maximum, right? And my maximum is very different from someone else's maximum, but if it's in line with what you want to extract out of this opportunity, then you're going to find success, right? You're going to find success. So I will take some questions if you guys want. Hopefully that was helpful to you guys. Hopefully you're inspired. That's my goal, to inspire you to take action.
Yes, awesome job. I gotta meet someone. Hold on a second. I think it's, yeah, there we go. She's good. But yeah, thank you so much for your energy, your time, your inspiration. Like, every time I hear you talk, I seriously have aha moments, and I'm like, okay, I know what I gotta do now. So thank you. I did want to point out, I really love the one thing that you said, and I actually did write it down. You said posting is transferring your belief to others in imagery and words, or something sort of like that. I really like that. And I think that's a great way to kind of think of the things that you're sharing. Like, what are the things that you can share that are going to really transfer that belief that you have? Because that's why we're posting. We're not just posting just to post and throw poop at the wall and hope that it sticks. You know, we're posting because we want people to believe what we believe, and we want people to see how much this business has really helped us. And I think just like saying it in that way is going to be helpful for me personally when I'm teaching new coaches how to post. Just transfer your belief into that post and use that post to help others see and feel what you're feeling and the things that you're seeing. So that was really great. I just wanted to point that out. But does anyone have anything that really struck them that they wanted to talk about? Any questions that they had? I mean, this is your time to pick her brain if you want to. Don't be shy. Just unmute yourself.
I'm looking at the chat. So if anyone has a question, you can unmute.
Yeah. Anyone? Bueller?
I don't bite. I know someone asked about the book, but it's Simon Sinek, Find Your Why. And if you haven't read, this one is a very interactive book. So like you have to find a partner, like there's work that has to be done to do this. But his other book starts with why. Someone had to have I have an issue with like posts. If you read that book, that's where you understand the concept of making sales is basically a transference of belief. That's where I learned that, like hands down. I'm a total Simon Sinek geek. I think he's like geeky hot. It's all about the why. Like it's all about like when you look at an image, right, that someone shares and you can see how they feel, that's a winning image. That's a winning post, right? And that's what we have to do. We have to get good at that. Does it have to be every single post? No. But when you're trying to move someone into action, like to join a challenge group or to sign up as a coach, you have to transfer your belief. And so if that's missing in your heart with this opportunity, then recommit to your fitness. Get to an event, right? Dig back into personal development and find that belief, because let me tell you with 100% certainty that if you're not feeling it, your audience won't feel it too, because it literally comes out of you. I'm a big, into the energy, like when you have great energy, how you become a magnet for people and great things happen to you. It's the same thing. When you have bad energy or lack of belief, you are actually emitting that as well through your images and through your posts. Repeating that really helps. Is there anything you recommend for PD that really helps when you're having a down day, feeling in a rut? I mean, that's such a personal thing. I have a ton of videos on YouTube. My favorite one is called Mind Shift. I don't know if you've heard that one, but that's like on repeat. I actually listen to it with my daughter in the car all the time. But really, it's just any Maxwell or anything that makes you feel good. It might be for you Jen Sincero. It might be that new book, Girl Wash Your Face. If I started listening to that, that's really great too. It's just something that's going to give you that confidence boost. Or to give you perspective. And I think that's what a lot of times people lack is something, yesterday, for instance, I was having a crappy day, 100%. I wasn't like, I wanted to sit in bed all day watching CNN. And like, it was bad. And I even told my husband, like, I feel depressed. And it's because I was keeping myself in that state. And it was just a decision to snap out of it. And and you have to shake it off, and like Tony Robbins says, you change your state, you change your physiology, you shake that ass, you listen to great music that you love, you do a workout, and that's something that is very personal. You have to control that and just find that tool that you can use to snap out of it. I'm looking.
Any other questions? That's great too. I love how you said it is personal. It is personal development. It's different for everyone. You just kind of have to find that thing that works for you and stick with that.
People, it could be prayer. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It looks so different for everybody.
Dancing. Anyone else? Around here?
I hope that was helpful to you guys.
Yeah, super helpful. I see like bright eyes and light bulbs going off. Awesome.
the minimums, maximums, I got that from Kim Carver, and it really was like, aha, you know, like when my business is supercharged, I'm working at maximums. When it's like, oh my God, where are the people, you know, like where is everybody? It's because I'm really not doing the work. I'm hoping that people come to me instead of actually doing the invites. And I have I'm literally right now, I have this list of follow-ups and I gotta hit them, right? Because I have to work in maximum. So look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I really working in maximums, or am I just trying to skirt by?
Yeah. Or either that, or we're just like talking to the same people over and over and over and over, and we're not going out and finding more people. Yeah. That's usually when I feel like that too. So, all right. If anyone else thinks of anything after the call, just let me know and I will get the answer for you. But thank you so much for spending time with us tonight. We really appreciate it. And I know that everyone's just going to go and crush their big goals and work in the maximums and not the minimums. So thanks for sharing that with us. And I should see you soon. I'll see you in Mexico, maybe?
Yes.
I'll be a Bronkowski then. Bye, guys. See you later. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.